Hey guys, what's up? It's Sophia, and if you haven't noticed by my shirt reference already, it is going to be a Jake Miller video today. Real quick before I jump into the video, just wanted to let you guys know that my Twitter name has changed. I'll put it down at the bottom of this. It's at Sophia E Media. Most likely I'm going to keep it that name for like ever because I am a media studies major and I do want to like get recognized, and so I'm hoping like it works out. Alright, into the video about my mans. So the first show I went to for the Jake Miller tour was the Pittsburgh show. He really loves Pittsburgh but has not been to Pittsburgh in like 2 years before this show. And so it was at a smaller venue. It was at the Rex Theater, and let me tell you what, it was like a little sketchy ass theater, but like it was the best. So I got to the venue around 11 and I met up with my friend Jess there, and Jess and I have been internet friends since like 2014. And so she was there with her friend Hope, and another girl, Brittany, was there, and we were the only 4 people in line. Brittany got there at like 10 o'clock, Hope and Jess got there at 10:30, and I got there at 11. And like we all met up and it was like so great seeing everybody again. And then we're standing there and guess who we see walking down the street? Fucking Jake Miller and Crow and Walt and the whole crew, and they're just like walking down the street. They like walk down, we're just like, okay, hey Jake, and he like waved at us, and so we're like, so you're not gonna come say hi to the 4 of us that are standing in line? The 4 of us, there were only 4. So he like the building was set up like on a street, and he like walked down and around and like snuck by, and then like a 5th girl came in line, but there were literally only 5 of us in line, and he was just like walking down checking out all the stores and shit, and he didn't come say hi to us. And I'm like, okay Jake, way to be petty, it's fine. But anyways, once he was gone, Walt actually came over to us on his bike, and he was like, hey guys, what's up? And I've never met Walt before. It's not like he's like, what, it's Walt, it's like, it's Walt. So, but Walt is a great man once we get to later in the video. Walt was just being a normal person with us. It was great. He like shook all our hands. He was like, hi, my name's Walt. And I was like, hi, I'm Sophia, nice to meet you. And like he was like, are you guys excited for the show? We were like, yeah, we're like super excited. But like he was like, great, like we're so tired from touring, but like Pittsburgh's one of Jake's favorite cities and we just love being here. And I was like, you're the sweetest. Oh my god. We were like first in line for VIP, obviously, since we've been there forever. And then Jess's other friend Gianna came to the show around like 2 because she had to drive up from West Virginia to come to the show. And then her mom came in line with her, and her mom didn't have VIP, and neither did Jess's friend Hope. And so like they came up, and Gianna's mom was the coolest. She bought us all pizza and shit. And then Jake comes out of the venue again and goes down the same fucking street. And we're like, what the fuck? It's Jake. And so Hope and Gianna's mom didn't have VIP, so they're like, okay, we have a method. We're gonna go around and see if we can attack him. Like, go around, because that's what he did the last time. So they went off, and we didn't want to lose our spots in line. And so Jake goes into a guitar store in Pittsburgh, and they see him go into the guitar store, and Gianna's mom is like, fuck, should we go in there? And she's like, fuck it, we only live once. And she's like this 40-year-old mom, like going after Jake. And so they go into the store, and well, beforehand, Jess and Gianna were like texting her mom and were like, hey, like if it's possible, if you meet Jake, can you get him to write out our tattoos for us? And I'm like, damn it, I should get one too, but I'm such a pussy. They like text Gianna's mom like what they wanted as their tattoos, and they go in and meet Jake. And well, they saw Walt at first, and she talked to Walt. She was like, hey, my daughter's like a really huge fan, like she's in line, she's just wondering if she could get a tattoo from him. This motherfucker Jake, he sees them. And so he takes pictures with Hope and Gianna's mom. And then Gianna's mom was wearing like a Jake Miller jersey from 2 years ago from the Days of Confused tour. And he puts her on his Snapchat story. Was like, dang, look at this mom, getting all the support, woohoo. We were like, oh my god, Gianna's mom is on Jake Miller's Snapchat story. It's fine. And so we go in for meet and greet. Gianna's like, oh my god, Jake, that was my mom, this is so funny. And I went in for my meet and greet too. He is like the best person, oh my god. We talked for like a minute. It was kind of like a sad conversation though, because I asked him about the contest in Cleveland. I was like, anyway, you could hook me up? And he was like, I have no control over that. And I was like, okay, it's fine. And so I like walk out of meet and greet and I'm like looking at the merch and I'm like, ooh, look at all this stuff. And then I see Jess, Gianna, and Brittany standing up there and I'm like, fuck, I gotta get barricades. So I book my ass up there and I was in the middle of the show, the whole concert. It was great. Stolen's over, whatever. Jake comes out on stage. He's like the best thing ever. He like I was literally, I have like footage of how close I was to the stage. During the set, Jake would like put his foot up like on the barricade and his knee would be like right here in my face. I didn't really like touch it or like hug his leg or make him trip or anything, so I'd just be like, yeah, oh look, here's your knee in my face, yeah. And then I like touched his boots like 5 times. I'd be like, I'm like, oh, it's so funny. Good thing, his song, the lyrics are like, instead of looking for what's next, I'll just be here next to you. And during that part, he pointed like at me and my camera. I was like, oh my god. And he like made it all flirty and shit. And that was a great moment. I have that on my Instagram. And then he also held my hand during Can't Help Myself. He made eye contact with me so many times. And like, he put down the microphone in front of me and Gianna. Like it was like in between us during Hollywood. And I was like, we're going Hollywood. Because that was like my favorite song. Like I go fucking mad at that song. I stomp my shoes and people are like, what the fuck is this girl doing? I'm like, we're going Hollywood. It's getting fucking lit in here, bro. And it was crazy. But yeah, that was my Jake Miller experience in Pittsburgh. So the next show is a Cleveland show. And I went up by myself and I texted my friend Marcel. I was like, hey, are you gonna be up there? Like, I'm coming by myself. She was like, yeah, I already have a spot in line, so it'll be like fine if you cut by yourself in line. And like, we weren't up front in line. We were like maybe 20 people back. That night at the concert, we weren't first row. I was like row 1.5. It was so annoying. Like there was like the barricade, but then like the 2 girls' shoulders were here and then I was here, but I was like in front of everyone in the second row, so I was like row 1.5. It was really weird. Nothing much happened in Cleveland. I thought maybe I'd get to see Jake like around the city, and he didn't like go out of the venue much, so we didn't really get to meet him that way. No one really hung out that day in Cleveland because they were like tired from Detroit. The only people that did come out were like Scooter and Walt, just for like VIP and stuff. I go in for meet and greet. Alright, and the whole day I'm like, damn it, what am I gonna do with Jake? What am I gonna do? I don't have a pose. And then I'm like, oh wait, it's like cute when those couples like hop up and they like do the cheek hug thing with the monkey hug. And I was like, I could wrap my legs around him and have his pelvis close to mine. Like, fuck yeah, let's go. And I asked everyone, I'm like, do you think Jake will be able to like lift me? And everyone's like, oh my god, he's like literally on steroids. He could so lift you. He probably can lift bench press like 300 pounds, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not like that big. I just have a lot of muscle from dance because I also am a dance major. And I'm not the smallest dancer in the world. And Jake, the first time I met Jake in Pittsburgh, he was a lot tinier than I expected him to be. Like, he's really tiny. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna like break his face if I sit on it. Like, you know, it was like that situation. I was like, do you think I could jump up and hug him? And so we go in. Crow's like recording my phone the whole time. I go up to hug Jake. I'm like, hi Jake, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, I saw you in Pittsburgh. I don't know if you remember now. He was like, oh yeah, I remember you. You were front row, right? And I was like, yeah? What the fuck? How do you remember that? Like, I was like, yeah, I was front row. Like, oh, it was such a great show. You did so wonderful. And he was like, oh my god, thank you. I can't wait for the show tonight either. I was like, I know, I'm so hype. And I was like, okay. So he was like about to go in for a hug shit. I was like, no, we're doing a pose, Jake. And he's like, okay. So I was like, look, can we do like a monkey hug thing? He's like, monkey hug? He's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I want to like jump up and hug you. And he was like, oh, sadly I can't do that. And I was like, why not? And he was like, one time I dropped somebody and they might have injured themselves. And I was like, Jake, like, and he was like, and then I had a backup pose in mind too, like we were gonna cross hands like this and put our cheeks together, and he was like, we could just hug or something. And I panicked and I was like, okay. And then my meet and greet turned out so bad because then like the flash turned off during the video and Carl was like, it's on video, and Jake was like, oh okay, blah, blah, blah. And like, it was so bad. But like the video is really cute. Like Jake is just, he's a sweetheart. I mean, he had concerns about dropping me, but like I wouldn't have cared if he would have dropped me. He could have paid for my college tuition. the Stolen came on again. I like knew some of the song. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, yeah, it's nice to jam out with him again, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, fuck me up, Kevin, like, let's go. And so yeah, they did a really good job, and then Jake did a really good job too. So here's what happened in Cleveland. The Cleveland show wasn't as close as the Pittsburgh show. Like, none of us were able to touch the stage from the barricade or anything like that. But I was still row 1.5, and Jake still recognized me from meet and greet from Pittsburgh. And so I don't know how. I don't know how this motherfucker remembered this, but at all. Like, he doesn't even know my name, but yet he remembered me. And so during Good Thing, the exact same time that he pointed at me in Pittsburgh, he pointed at me again at the same time in Cleveland. Like, how the fuck did he remember to do that? Like, exact same song, exact same lyrics. Remember to point at me. I don't get it. And I have footage of it too, because on my Snapchat story, like the song started, I was like, I'm gonna get Jake to point at me again. Like, let's go, okay? And the whole time I was like, I've seen my phone, I was like, okay, Jake, do you remember? Like, hey, point at me. And he remembered like the exact lyrics too. He was like, waking up next to you. And then he did this and like did a dab at me. And I was like, like, oh my god. It was crazy. And I was like crying in front of everyone. And they were like, what is this bitch doing? And I was like, Jake remembers me. That's so crazy. So anyways, that was a great moment of the show. He like looked at my camera a bunch of times too then. And so after the show, I go behind the venue to the tour bus, and I wait there for like 45 minutes. And mind you, at the end of the 45 minutes, there's only like 15 people left waiting for Jake to come out off the bus. And we're like, Jake, just come on, please, like, you butt face. And so, like, after the show, like 15 minutes after, they let on these little thotties on the bus. Like, these girls, we saw them in the venue too. They had like tight skirts and high heels on, didn't know any of Jake's words, and they got onto the bus. And we were like, Walt, like, what the fuck? Like, why are these little thotties on the bus? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Walt, you quit being a fucking savage right now and get those little thotties off the damn bus, okay? And so we're like, okay, well, eventually the thotties are gonna have to get off the bus, you know, before the bus leaves. It's not like they can go with them. The bus leaves with the little thotties on them. It's just like, okay, what the fuck? How do they even have connections? And like, not gonna spoil anything, but Kevin, if you come along this video, don't worry, your secret is safe with me and like 15 other people. It's fine. Not that what Kevin did was particularly bad, but it's just once you hear the story, it's like, whoa, Kevin, didn't know you did that, but okay. Just, we're girls and we know shit, so yeah. Alright, so the third show we went to was in Niagara, and we decided to do this at the last minute, like 2 days after the Cleveland show. We're like, fuck, should we go to Niagara? Like, this is the last time we're gonna get to see Jake before like the end of the year, and like it's just gonna be horrible, and like that we won't be able to see Jake. So I bought my ticket. I didn't get VIP, I just got regular. And so Marcella DM'd Walt and was like, hey Walt, we're planning on coming up to Niagara, can I get a ticket? And she got her ticket for free from Walt. Like, Walter, you are the best. I fucking love you. Like, I should have asked for a free ticket. I'm so dumb. I paid like $28. Anyway, so we go. And we drove like 4.5 hours from Ohio to Niagara. It was like on a Sunday. And so we go there and we're like waiting in line and shit, and we like make friends and all these people buy VIP. I went to go work on my picture project for this concert, and we went and parked my car behind the venue. And so I was taking pictures around the venue, and then we're like waiting outside for Jake. We're like, oh, okay, well the tour bus is here, might as well wait. And so he comes out of the bus, and my back was turned, of course, and people were like, hi Jake. I turned around, I was like, oh shit, hi Jake. And he was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear at you, but hi. He was like, it's okay, don't worry. And I was like, okay. So he was like, yeah, I'm excited for the show, I'll see you guys later, okay? It was like very brief, very quick. I was like, okay. Well, that was our glimpse of Jake for today, so nothing else is gonna happen. We go back to Burger King to get like more food and crap, and then we come out of Burger King and there was a Family Dollar store like across the street, and so Rob was out there like walking back and forth on the phone. We're like, what the fuck is Rob doing out there? And we're like, you know what, if Rob's out here, then the rest of the band's probably in the store. So we go into the store and we go and buy like ice cream and shit. And we were like, okay, well, where are they at? Because they weren't in the store. And we walk out of the store, and Dom and Mike are walking together. We see them across the street. We're like, shit, don't make it obvious that we saw them. So then they're like going to go into Burger King. We're like, fuck, they're going into Burger King. Like, let's just go back in. And so we went back into Burger King and like pretended that Marcella had to go to the bathroom. I think she actually did pee. But we went in and we pretended that she went to the bathroom. They were like standing in line or stuff. I was like trying to look at me like, hey, what's that? And so we go out and Marcella's like, did you talk to them? I was like, no, they're waiting in line, like they're getting food. Like, and so they finally get done ordering food and Dom's getting a drink. And Marcella's like, hey Dom, and he was like, oh hey, how are you? And she was like, I'm good, how are you? And then we all just started talking and she's like, you excited for the show tonight? And like, yeah. And we were just talking about like how fun tour was and stuff like that. And like Mike started talking to us and like Mike is really cute in person. So Mike, if you see me in this video, hit me up. Anyway, but they were like talking to us and we were like kind of standing in people's way, but like no one else from the venue was like in the Burger King. We literally just stood in there and talked for like 15 minutes because of air conditioning. It was like 92 degrees outside that day, so I was like, yeah, let's just stand in Burger King and talk for a little bit, you know. And then Dom was all like, I can't eat fast food, I just got a coffee, you know. And he was like, I had some quinoa, and I was like, oh, look at your fancy ass eating your quinoa. But yeah, it was like funny making fun of him and crap, and like it was just fun talking to them like normal people. And so we talked to them for like 15 minutes and then we walk out of Burger King finally because they're like, well, we gotta go back to the venue. I was like, okay, yeah, we'll like walk with you guys, whatever, because I gotta go back to my car anyways and charge my phone. Didn't really have to. But we walk out of Burger King. I'm like, hey guys, I'm like basic and white, so can we take a selfie? And we took a selfie, like all four of us posted on my Snapchat story. I was like, this is cool, this is great. After the show, once Jake's concert was over, we went to go for a meet and greet for them like after the show, and I was like, you know, I need a picture with them. Like, I didn't get one this whole tour. They're like the greatest people ever. And so we take a picture with them. I didn't even stand by Kevin because I'm still mad at him from Cleveland. And so Dom was like, and Dom remembered us from Burger King. He was like, but yeah, it was like really cool hanging out with you guys today. And Marcella was like, yeah, you should like totally come to Kent State sometime, blah blah blah. And they were like, yeah, this is like a really big campus, we should go there sometime, and blah blah blah. And like they talked to us like normal people again. I was like, this is the weirdest thing. Why is this happening to us? Like, and they're like, yeah, it was really cool hanging out with you guys. Like, I can't wait to see you again soon, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, heart compilations. And then I like went to go hug all of them and I was like, bye, Kevin. Throw on some shade. Bye. Not that I don't think Kevin's cute, but like, if only you knew what happened. I can't spoil anything. Okay. But yeah, and then I hugged Rob. He's a little awkward, but it's cool. And then it clicks in my head like 5 days later that Rob and Mike are brothers, and I'm like, didn't know that. Okay. And so during Niagara, Jake's show was really great. We were like second row back from general admission, which was like really good. We were like in the middle. We were like to the left of the middle, but like he still saw us. And like whenever he came out in Snapchat, I put in like giant letters. I was like, we drove from Ohio, because he retweeted Marcella that morning about us driving from Ohio to come see him. And so he read that on my phone. He was like, hey. I was like, ah. But like no one got that on video, and it makes me upset because that was like a really great moment that he recognized us. And then, I mean, it was like a week and a half after the Cleveland show, so he didn't remember to point at me during Good Thing, so that is officially not our song anymore. So I'm kind of sad about that, but it's okay. It's Jake Miller, so whatever. Oh, and then we were at the Niagara show, and like so much drama went down after the show. Whatever. Like we met the Stolen. I fucking cried because it was my last time seeing Jake, and we left. We went to go thank Walt before we got on the bus. We were like, Walt, thank you for Marcella's ticket. Like, thank you for everything. Like, can't wait to see you again soon. He was like, thank you guys so much for coming up and seeing Jake. Like, it was great meeting you guys. Like, I love you. Like, have a safe drive back to Ohio. We were like, you're the greatest. So we just leave, and there's like all these girls standing back by the bus, because that's where like all our cars were parked at, like behind the venue. Like everyone's parked back behind the venue, and so is the tour bus. And so there's like over 50 people waiting for Jake to come out, and I'm like, you bitch asses, if he couldn't meet 15 people in Cleveland, what makes you think he's gonna stay after and meet 50? And so like all this drama went on. He tweeted, he was like, I can't meet people after the buses anymore, it's too much, blah blah blah. And people got like so mad that he was like money thirsty and shit, and I was like, there were 50 people you're not going to be able to meet 50 people within the span of like a day and then go to Philly and drive 8 hours. Like, people are ridiculous. Anyways, that was my Jake Miller Back to the Start tour experience. If you liked the video, I guess give it a thumbs up, get me started in my career somewhere. I just want to thank Scooter and Malt and Crow for making the tour possible, for Jake making the tour possible. Like Jake, you have my heart. Like, best concert I've ever been to ever, and like I can't. So yeah, all right.